There are moments in life when someone enters your world and everything inside you shifts. Not with noise, not with fireworks, but with a quiet, undeniable certainty that something in your soul has been touched in a way you did not know was possible. It feels like a soft awakening, a gentle pull, a recognition that goes deeper than logic or reason, and deeper than the heart alone. Before we dive in, let us know in the comments where you are watching from. We would love to see how far this conversation is reaching. People often talk about the heart as if it is the place where love begins and ends. But there is a deeper place, a place where meaning is felt before it is understood. When someone touches your soul, the experience goes beyond affection. It becomes a force that rearranges you internally, reshaping the way you breathe, think, and exist. You start noticing changes in yourself, subtle shifts that almost feel like a different version of you is emerging. And sometimes you might wonder, how is it possible that one person can affect me this deeply? You will know the answer when you feel it, because this kind of connection reveals itself through signs that are gentle yet impossible to ignore. One of the first things you may notice is the way peace settles around them. Not the kind of peace that comes from silence, but the kind that comes from presence. When a soul recognizes another soul, the nervous system responds long before the mind catches up. Something inside them softens when you enter the room. Their breathing becomes slower. Their shoulders loosen. Their voice changes. It is as if their body understands you are safe before they consciously do. You do not simply bring them joy. You bring them calm. And in a world full of noise, calm is not just a gift, it is a sanctuary. If you pay attention, you will also notice that they see you in a way others do not. Most people fall in love with the easy parts of you, the beautiful parts, the parts you already approve of. But a soul-level connection is different. This person sees your imperfections, your fears, and your human moments, and they do not step back. They step closer. They do not shrink away from the parts of you that feel unpolished or unfinished. Instead, they see those parts as threads woven into your story, pieces that make you real, pieces that make you you. When someone loves your whole truth, not only your highlights, it is a sign that their soul is already intertwined with yours. Another sign appears in the way they pay attention. You might think they are not listening when you speak offhandedly about something small, but later you will see the proof. They remember details you do not expect anyone to hold on to. A book you mentioned once. A dream you whispered without thinking. A moment from your past that you shared quietly, believing it would fade from memory. But it does not fade for them. It stays. Because nothing about you feels ordinary in their eyes. Every piece of you holds meaning, and when you hurt, they feel it. Not on the surface, but somewhere deep inside. Empathy becomes something more than sympathy. It becomes a mirror. If you are heavy, they sense it. If you are struggling, they ache before you speak. They carry your sadness with a tenderness that cannot be forced or taught. It is almost as if your emotions echo inside their own chest. This is not obligation. This is connection. A soul that resonates with yours cannot separate itself from your joy or your pain with them. Something else beautiful happens. They become entirely themselves. No mask, no pretending, no performance. You offer them a rare kind of safety, the freedom to show the versions of themselves they keep hidden from others. Their laughter becomes more genuine. Their eyes soften. Their walls lower. They speak without filtering every sentence. They breathe more naturally, as though being with you returns them to who they really are. And that is not a small thing. Authenticity is a gift people only give when their soul feels protected. Time also behaves strangely around this kind of bond. Hours pass like minutes, and silence feels full rather than empty. You might sit together saying nothing, yet the moment feels complete. There is no pressure to entertain, no need to fill the gaps. Time stops being measured and becomes something you simply experience together. That effortless flow is rare, and it is one of the clearest signs that a deeper connection is unfolding. You will also notice the way they support you. They do not just offer words, they show up. They encourage you even when you doubt yourself. They stand by you when life becomes difficult. Your dreams matter to them because you matter to them. They want to see you rise, not because it benefits them, but because seeing you fulfilled brings them a sense of happiness that feels personal. It is as if your victories feed their spirit, and your struggles wake their courage. Love, for them, becomes action, and then comes vulnerability. They reveal fears they never shared, memories they tucked away, truths they once protected behind emotional locks. They trust you with their inner world, the raw parts, the hesitant parts, the fragile parts. Vulnerability is not weakness. Vulnerability is a soul saying, "Here I am. This is my truth. I hope you treat it gently." And with you, they feel safe enough to open those hidden doors. Without realizing it, they begin to imagine you in their future. Not through forced conversations or planned promises, but naturally, effortlessly. They say when we, instead of if, I. They make plans that stretch into months or years without even noticing. You become part of the picture they hold in their mind when they think of stability, happiness, or home. It does not feel like a choice. It feels like a continuation of something that has already begun. And perhaps the deepest sign is something they cannot explain. They might struggle to put their feelings into words. They might not always articulate why you matter the way you do. But if you observe closely, you will see it in the way they stay close, in the way they reach for you, in the way their eyes soften when you speak. They would never want a life where you are not present. Even when they try to imagine it, the thought feels hollow, incomplete, almost wrong. Their soul has chosen you, and souls do not choose lightly. So ask yourself, do you notice these signs in someone? Do you feel them within yourself? Have you met someone whose presence makes you feel guided rather than lost, safe rather than uncertain, known rather than misunderstood? If you have, recognize the rarity of what you hold. Connections like this do not simply appear. They are not everyday occurrences, and they are not replaceable. Hearts fall in love many times, but souls choose only a few people in an entire lifetime. When your soul chooses someone, it is not a temporary chapter. It becomes the story, the meaning, the turning point, a love that shapes who you become. Protect that connection. Honor it. Care for it. Because relationships that touch the heart feel wonderful, but relationships that touch the soul feel eternal. And in a world that often encourages speed, distraction, and temporary attachment, finding someone whose soul speaks to yours is one of the rarest experiences we can ever receive. If you feel this with someone, if you sense that this bond is deeper than anything you have known before, hold it with gratitude. Because love that transforms us from within becomes part of our identity. It is not something we simply remember. It is something we become. Thank you for spending this time with us. If this message touched you, or if you have someone in your life who fits these signs, Share your thoughts below. And before you go, make sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so you never miss another conversation that speaks to the soul.